It's a delightful Tuesday morning. Yes, it is still morning, technically. Another late night looking at the midnight sun. We just love staying up and watching the sky. Checked out of, I would call this gritty number 3. We are in Sweden. This is our first overnight in Sweden. We went to a park for a night, but it was sketchy. I'm sure it would have been fine, but we just weren't feeling it, so we came here. Quiet, but it's, what can you say? It's mid-May. Things aren't really open yet. So we're going to the Tourist Information Center, and right by there, we believe that there are some hiking trails that go from the center down to the lake's edge. Hopefully there's not 2 feet of snow. Looks pretty clean, pretty clear down to the lake. So, and as long as it's not muddy, we'll see. We did some research this morning on what to do here in Sweden because we really didn't do that beforehand. Wow, there's even fog, huh? So, most everything is kind of in the middle of the country. Up here in Lapland, it's snowmobiles and skiing, and we're right on the shoulder of that season, so it doesn't appear that there's much to do. So off we go, hiking day. Just explaining to Debbie, I think that it's called advection fog. It forms over a body of water when there is little to no wind from day to night. There's like 5 kinds of fog, but it's been a long time since I had to answer the questions on a test, so if I'm wrong, somebody let me know. Tuesday morning, look at the get-up. We are at Abisco National Park in Sweden, and
This way? That way?
yeah, well, down the road.
I don't know, which way do you want to go?
Yeah, that's where the trail. This is something else. Anyway, we're set to do some hiking today. It seems to be raining lightly, so hopefully that won't interfere because we're all geared up. So the visitor center doesn't open until June 23rd for the Abisco National Park. But the maps were open, the boards on the outside. So we think that this is the trailhead down to the trails that break away and go down to the edge of the water. So at least we'll get that in today. As we're quite close to the edge of the lake, many of the streams have started to concentrate. There's some serious water running down there. So although the place is closed today, there's a museum there about Sweden and the post-World War II, their philosophies and strategies for defense. It's rather interesting. They cut tons of money from the military, closed down all kinds of facilities, and I got to stop walking with the camera. Come back here for a minute. So the Swedish government decided to defund their military, choosing to spend the money on other projects, it seems. And the strategy they used to defend themselves, especially in the north, against enemies, is roads and bridges were constructed with hollow points where they could easily be destroyed. And without the roads, without the bridges, enemies would have a hard time encroaching. And I'm not really sure what the infrastructure would be that they'd be after anyway. So we've arrived at the Sammy camp, and it is raining, and we're the only ones here, and some of the signs are up, giving a little description. These are sheds that were built up on poles so that it didn't matter how deep the snow got. And over here looks like we have structures, you know, you'd throw hides over, animal skins to complete the shelter. Here's another shelter. Some oddest bit of fog I've seen. It's hard to get the contrast. And here's the other good reason for having a shower stall in your camper van, is when you get back from your hike in the rain, you've got a place for everything to dry. And ours even has a ducted heater vent in from the S-bar heater. When we went to the National Park, the information center, we were surprised to find it closed. Then they had an opening date of, I believe, June 29, and they're open till the end of August, so like 2 months and a couple of days. And the farther we get inland, boy, there's no sign of spring here yet. And rain, and it's still cold. It's dropped about 6 degrees since we got up this morning, or left this morning. Interesting fog banks blowing around. So we're on our way to this iron ore mining town that's in the process of being moved because the mine got too big. And then we're deciding what to do, where to go. We don't know yet, so we'll let you know later. We're coming into the town of Kiruna in Lapland, and this is the town that's being moved, built another place so that the mine can continue to operate. Off to the right are huge terraces of trailings. So I don't know much else about it. It's probably an open pit mine. And we'll see what we see later. As I'm sitting here doing the editing on this video, I'm looking at all of the clips from this city, and I'm just almost without words. I have never seen anything on such a scale where the money that's going to be made from mining the earth under what was a fairly large city is to the point where they can actually afford to dismantle and completely rebuild it, 4 or 5 miles away. But in the meantime, the disruption is beyond belief. We were trying to find a bank that we could, an ATM. It just didn't happen. And every place that we went was either gone, boarded up, moved, or they just weren't open yet. So, and this is where we were going to spend the night, and that just absolutely didn't work out, and off we went. See, as they disassemble the old town. I don't think I can.
Why?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I didn't see. This takes up a lot of vision.
Okay. Alright, then at the end. I don't know. It's on the corner here. Right here. Why didn't you go that way? Maybe I'll just have to walk.
Yeah. I think that's quite true.
Oh my god.
What?
They had a box there that had a bunch of reindeer skulls and antlers.
much everything that we've seen back, at least back and to the left, is being demolished. I don't know about this area here. It still looks inhabited, but everything else is gone. They're salvaging windows and such, and then knocking down 20-story apartment buildings. So this is all the new that they're building. Yeah.
No.
Well, you should make a right. Oh, this right up here. Of course, we picked the town that's being moved.
Oh, forget it. I don't. Unless it's. I can't read that far
I
away.
can't. That's constructions. I can't be in there.
Yeah. And so it's someplace in there. I guess you gotta turn around.
And do what?
Go back.
To where?
We're leaving.
We're leaving?
Yeah.
We haven't got money yet.
No, we haven't.
Do you want to go back to the market by the gas station?
No. But I do want you to stop so we can fix all that. Where are you planning on going?
Well, there was the sign. It's a street
It said
sign.
what?
Like a big river. Oh, but it's not flowing fast, you know? Oh, it's iced. No wonder. Pine forests. At least we don't have the bleak tundra. I'm not sure of if I think, actually, I know the town we're at, but there's no way I can pronounce it. We're here getting money out of the bank. It's our third attempt at a Sweden bank. The other ones were closed or not there anymore. And we're going to overnight here in the town, and then Debbie's talking big tomorrow that we're going to drive 7 hours. So not much in northern Sweden, but this town is so much nicer than the mining town we were at that they were relocating. Yes, the entire town. So, more later. Well, this ends what could very well have been one of our most challenging days of van life driving. We ended up here at Gallivare in Sweden, found a place we could park. It was quiet, it was rainy, but it was the end of the day.